Have you ever looked at your stack of EF and EF-S lenses and thought they would work brilliantly on my M series camera? Enter the Viltrox EF-M mount adapter. This tiny affordable ring will turn your EF and EF-S lenses into mighty mirrorless magic. Or is this just a dream come true? So we'll dive into this adapter's abilities, what it can and can't do, autofocus, build quality, image performance, and a few quirks you're going to need to know before you click buy. So stick around, because if you're shooting with an M series camera and your budget is tighter than your camera's zip bag, this might be your favourite piece of gear. Greetings all and welcome back, and today we are looking at this little lump of metal that pretty much will fit your current stash of EF or EF-S lenses and will make them snugly fit on that perfect M series camera that you may have. So this little gadget claims to solve all of the problems of whether you just want to carry less kit around, or give you an option to pick up some bargain lenses that used to fit on your DSLR that now you can use on your mirrorless. Right, so I mean, first off, build quality. This is an all metal body, and a lot of normal lenses have got plastic inserts and stuff in them, which this does have as well, but the actual body of this is a solid metal and feels really sturdy and not heavy by any means, but there is a bit of weight to this, which gives me to the conclusion that it's a really good build quality. Nice finish. It just looks, well, I'm going to say pretty much like the back end of a normal lens on there. So yeah, quality wise, it ain't bad at all. One of the things that stood out for me for this, which is one of the reasons that I actually chose it, is there's no glass on the centerpiece on here. Some of them have a glass because, well, to be honest, I don't know why. They say it is to make sure that you don't get a crop factor. And after actually using this, I didn't notice hardly any difference. So yeah, no lens, which means a better image quality. But the quality of this is, as well as being metal, is it's not flimsy, and it's not one of the ones that I have seen which looks like it's going to break when you cough. The mount clicks firmly into place, and there is not any noticeable wobble, not anything that you'd normally find when you actually click in one of your lenses. Very, very similar. And there's also a nice little tripod mount, which I found really handy, that actually fits on the bottom, screws into place for the bigger, longer lenses. One of the biggest wins for this Viltrox adapter is for the fact that it covers such a wide range of the EF and EF-SS lenses. Now, this is not to say all of them, talk about that in a moment. It obviously comes with all of the pins, so it supports obviously the autofocus, eye tracking, image stabilization, aperture control. It does the lot. Yeah, it just works. I've tested these with several lenses, the 18-55, the 70-300, and the autofocus works pretty well, though not actually super fast. There is that slight little delay, but it still does function and it's acceptable. And as with all M series cameras, they support dual pixel autofocus. So sticking these lenses onto this ring, it works pretty well. Though, like I said, not that fast. It's okay for just normal general B-roll footage, but I wouldn't go rely on it heavy if you're doing something like shooting Formula 1. But the good news is there's no noticeable differences between the lenses that you use on your normal DSLR, quality-wise, colour, everything, as you do when you actually attach it onto here and goes onto the M50 or the other, whatever M series you're using. So you do get your normal native performance from the lens. In the tests that I did do, the sharpness, contrast, colour, it was I couldn't notice much of a difference. Well, one thing I will do say is if you do start to get a bit of a vignetting on the edges of your photographs, that's not this, that's your lens itself. Well, it's affordable. Currently around about £40–50, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depends whether you're going for a new or a second-hand one. Quite a few of these on eBay. That is obviously way cheaper than Canon's own official adapter of one of these, which you cannot buy new anymore because, like the M series, they have all been discontinued. It's good compatibility, supports autofocus, image stabilization, aperture control on most lenses. It's a solid build. It's an all metal design, obviously with the small little plastic on the inserts, but you find those on your normal lenses and that anyway, so there's no real difference there. It is solid. Tripod mount, very useful for the heavier lenses. So basically this thing breathes new life into your older lenses that you want to use on your modern mirrorless, or if, like me, you just don't want to carry two sets of lenses around to clear up some space in your bag. Yeah, more room for snacks. But the best thing is it won't break the bank. It's not all smooth sailing. Autofocus lag, yes. The thing is the autofocus system actually on the M series and the lenses that they use are way faster. So using EF and EF-S lenses, that some of them can have slightly different motors than that in them, there is a noticeable lag. It's not weather sealed. So if you are using an M series that's weather sealed, yep, this makes it not weather sealed, so just make sure you do carry your little fibre cloth around with you. Compatibility quirks, yes, there are a few Sigma and Tamron lenses that may have inconsistency where the autofocus is actually concerned, and sometimes it can actually even give you errors. And eye tracking, sometimes it can be a little bit slow, sometimes it's quick, sometimes it gets it first time. This is, like I say, this is just down to the lens. It's not the adapter. I mean, for me, it's not a deal breaker, the cons. It's just something to know before you actually go purchasing one of these. If you're a Canon M series user, like myself with the M50, this has actually saved me quite a lot of money. And the reason that I actually purchased this was because I don't use the M50 for a lot of photography. It's mainly just purely for the videos. I have taken the M50 out quite a few times and wish I did have a longer lens. The thing is the M series lenses are pretty expensive, and considering for me that I don't use it as often as I do for my main camera, I didn't see the point in spending £200, £300, £400 on a longer lens and all the rest of it for something I'm not going to use that often. In that sort of scenario, for me, it was like, well, this adapter, it just seemed the logical solution for me to actually use my current lenses, because I've got a variety of lenses, and I can use them all on the M50. So a final verdict of this Viltrox EF to M mount adapter is that it's not perfect, but it gets the job done. And the thing is, for the cost of what you'd pay to have a pizza night, then this thing's just worth it. Now, as I said before, there are cheaper alternatives out there, but they do come with different drawbacks, which I will go over a few of them. I haven't got any of them here because the one that I did originally buy, I threw away because it didn't do anything other than just mounted the lens. Some of the others are plastic, and they feel like they're going to snap when you sneeze, or they don't feel tight, a nice tight fitting when you've inserted the lens, and then you've inserted into kind of there's a lot of wobble, and not know it would be plastic. And the other metal body one, which I was looking at, the thing is yes, the lens fitted, and it, the reviews that I watched on it were okay. The only downside was for the fact that it didn't support autofocus or anything. Well, what's the point? You know, the whole point of it is you want to still be able to use the capabilities of the lens. This one for me, it was the more expensive one that there are available, excluding obviously the Canon ones, which you can't get anymore. But this one just seemed to tick all of them boxes, and that's why it's here. So if you found this useful, don't forget, hit that like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. If you've got one, used it, didn't like it, whatever, let me know. So till next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.